everyone, welcome to another episode of Esteban's Blood Box, where we're here to talk about things metal, all things around metal and such. You know it by now. Today, surprise, surprise, another collection update. The stack was getting rather large again, so it was time to do one of these before it gets too big. So got all sorts of cool stuff to show you. What we're listening to in the background is one of my recent acquisitions, but I'm going to get to it later because it's probably one of the coolest scores I've ever gotten at, of all places, a Goodwill. So that'll be coming up. I'll let you know when that's up here. But yeah, we'll just start with what I got today, right when I came home. This was waiting on my doorstep, and I'm so fucking stoked to have this. I've been waiting on this, waiting to hear about the release of it, and then it's finally out. The Glorious Dead's first full-length album, titled Into Lifeless Shrines. I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with Glorious Dead. If you're not, if you are familiar with Marty Worm, who has the YouTube channel Marty Worm, and is also the owner and runs Bindrune Recordings, the Bindrune label. This is his death metal project, old school death metal. Sounds fucking fantastic. Now, I've not gotten the chance to listen to this all the way through yet, because I just got it today. But I had heard the single when it came out. It's fucking brutal, and it sounds so fucking good. So I'm really excited for this one. I already had the 7-inch, which I'd gotten a while back, and that one also sounds amazing. But really stoked for this. So, very cool. I'm not going to show all of the actual records off that I've got here, because they're almost all color. But this one's worth showing because it's a really cool color job. Fits the cover perfectly. Awesome color choice. Matches great. So that was pretty sick. I don't know if I realized it was going to be such a cool like splatter cover. So something else I've noticed with Bindrune releases lately, and this might have been something that they've done in the past too, but I've not really noticed it until the last few releases, is with most of the vinyl you get a CD copy also, which is sick. I can't imagine that's cheap to do, because the vinyl itself's pretty pricey, and then having a CD made also. I mean, CDs aren't terribly expensive, but you usually got to get a lot. So, hey, Marty, thank you for doing this, because it's sick as hell. I know it's a lot more overhead costs for you, but it's fucking awesome to be able to have the CD along with the vinyl. So, sick. If you have not heard of Glorious Dead, obviously check them out. They are absolutely fantastic old school death metal. So, highly, highly recommended. Really stoked to get into this album. Next up, and I've actually got one here just for fun to show it off with this that I've already had, but this was recently, I think, re-released. Pest. The name of this one is Buried. This is just some cool, old-school black metal, really gorgeous cover art. I actually recently saw another band use the same cover art, but Pest obviously got the license for it because it's a lot clearer. This is a really nice cover. Hayden's Heart Records is who put this out. They've been re-releasing Pest's old stuff. This is the one I had, Aura. This is the one I already had. As you can see, cool Renaissance-y death sort of imagery there with their black metal. As you can see, the guy has the old plague. Their little mascot has the plague mask on, so that's part of their theme is sort of the old school plague, I guess, nihilism, that kind of stuff. This band's interesting. I don't actually know a lot about the band itself. I know that these are both re-releases. I believe this is the debut album from them that just recently got put out by Hayden's Heart. I assume they got the licensing to it or something. And then this is one of their later albums that got re-released. I think it was up here 2014? Yeah, 2014 was when this one was released. One of the members died. Let me see. Mrock, who was the drummer, passed away not too long ago. Looks like probably about 2014 maybe, or a little sooner. I'm not 100% sure. But the band is no longer around because of that, but they have been recently re-releasing their stuff. So, killer black metal if you're into it. Not very expensive for these either. I think they're $20 on the after, if you like get it in a store. I think Hayden's Heart had them for maybe 15 or something like that. So, but really cool black metal if you're into that sort of thing. Traditional black metal. This next one, I'm so glad I finally got my hands on this. So I was trying to get this next record from the label directly for a long time, but they are based, I think it's Germany, or it's definitely overseas. I think it's Germany, though, and Germany's having a lot of trouble getting stuff over to the United States. They've pretty much shut down all shipping of everything. And I've got a couple records that are going to probably be next year before I get them, but they are on hold for me because I've already purchased them, so those will be coming. But anyways, the point of all that is I tried to get this directly from the label, but they said they unfortunately couldn't ship it or take orders from the U.S. because of COVID and all that. So I was able to get it through, I don't know if it was a distro or an aftermarket, but this is going to be a contender for one of my top albums of the year, which is Afsky. Just absolutely killer, gorgeous black metal. Think in the same vein as like Dritsk, sort of those kind of bands, so that sort of Eastern European black metal. Straight up with that. All of the songs on this are, I believe, poems, traditional poems of the country he's from, and I wish I'd looked that up. I'm not 100% sure, but they sort of the painting, you get the feel of what the album is with the painting too. Very sorrowful, but just beautiful. I have Afsky's last album also. They had a demo, and then the last album, Sorg, and then this is the one that just came out. It's called, oh god, let me see if I can, we're going to try this. We're going to try to pronounce this. Oft Jeg Drummer Migdad. I'm butchering that, I'm sure, but absolutely fantastic album. You've probably seen this one getting passed around a lot. Sorg was a great album also, but this one really put this, I think it's a one-man black metal project, but really put him on the map. It's just gorgeous, front to back. Killer art design too. Really love the layout of it. Was surprised too because I thought this was just a black copy, but it is a color copy. If I can get it out here without destroying it. The first color run was a really nice sort of red beige color, and then there was the black vinyl, and then this is I think the second press of it. It's sort of a black smoke color. But yeah, if you've not heard the Afsky album yet, just do yourself a favor, check it out. I actually think Ben Smasher from the YouTube channel Brain Smasher was kind of the first one on this. When he was talking about some of his Bandcamp releases he purchased, he was digging this album too. So it's definitely making the rounds. Check this one out. Absolutely fantastic. Oh yes, I'm very excited about all these. Every time I put one down and get to the next one, I'm like, oh shit, yeah, I forgot I just got that. I was really, really excited that Obsequiae, that their first official album, I think they maybe had a demo before this, but this was their first album, got re-released. I have almost everything from Obsequiae, missing that very first release that I think is a demo, but I have their latest two releases, and was super excited to get this one as well. If you know of Obsequiae, you know how talented Tanner, who's the guy behind it, is. If you aren't familiar with them, Obsequiae is sort of, for lack of a better way of describing it, is kind of medieval metal or Renaissance metal, but not in your dragons and fantasy, not in that sense. Very much in a genuine, true... the song structures are they would remind you a lot of traditional folk medieval music. It also uses a lot of traditional instruments in this, in all of their releases, but of course mixed right in with black metal vocals, black metal guitars, which seems like it seems like they're two very different things coming in to one album, but they meld perfectly, and Tanner's done that for every single album that Obsequiae has put out. They're all fantastic. And this one's no different. I love the new releases, but this being an earlier release of theirs is as strong as their later stuff too. It's just a great catalog, great band. A lot of work goes into this, you can tell too, because again they use all traditional instruments for all the folk pieces that are in there. So yeah, if you're not familiar with Obsequiae, definitely check this out. This is put out by 20 Bucks Spin. Under license from Bindrun, because I think Bindrun was who originally was putting out the Obsequiae stuff. So, check it out. Fantastic. Let's see here. Let's do a couple CDs. I'm going to give you a couple just throwaway CDs, because they don't really matter. I did my hymn video, if you saw it a while back. This was one of the CDs I was waiting on, but just gave up waiting on it, and it came the day after I did the video. I don't actually really even care too much for this project, but I bought it for that video. This is Daniel Lioni, who is, I forget the name of the guy, but it's the guitar player in Hymn. This is his side project. Bam Margera used a lot of the music from this for his projects, his shows and things like that. So, yeah, it's fun. It's just, I mean, it's just kind of basic rock music. You know, it's not anything amazing, but it's cool to have in the collection, especially since I'm a Hymn fan. So that was cool to have. This is a great album, of course. I got it for $1. Dio, Dream Evil, fucking great album. I love Dio. Of the classic metal dudes, Dio is my favorite. So had to have it. Not much to say about it. I'm sure everyone's familiar with Dio, but it's new, so I thought I'd throw it in here. Let's see, we'll go back to some vinyl. So, got some Dungeon Synth vinyl in that I am very excited about. You've heard me talk about this album before in the Dungeon Synth video, but Ancient Metal Records put it out on vinyl, which is fantastic. Sorry, I forget that I've got this light over here, so I keep getting shadows all over the place. So this is Morrowdim, Wandering Songs, is the name of the album. Absolutely gorgeous Dungeon Synth. Most Dungeon Synth is more instrumental, not a lot of vocals in it. That's the difference with this. Maria, who put this out, does a lot of vocals on it. It's really beautiful. Somewhere of a mix between, like, sort of, Wandering Songs is kind of perfect for it, like traveler songs, traditional instruments, and synth stuff in there, of course, too. Came on a very nice white vinyl. I guess I am going to show you all the colored vinyl with the symbol there, so that was really cool. It is a bit tragic. This is a gorgeous album, but unfortunately Maria passed away shortly after the release of this album, so they have a very nice tribute to her, sort of explanation of keeping her music alive. But it is really wonderful music. And even if you're not really a fan of Dungeon Synth, but kind of like the sort of folksy traveling songs, great album to check out. So, if you're not done it yet, check it out. Ancient Meadow still has these available, I believe. I think they're about $20. So, right along that Dungeon Synth vein, Fief. Really excited about this one. Glad I snagged a copy when I did. I actually waited for this to be released on the day it was getting released, set on my computer, and was able to get the limited red one. The artwork on this is done by an artist who, if you're into Dungeon Synth or follow any of the Facebook groups on that, you'll probably be familiar with Silvana Massa's art. I believe I'm saying that correctly. She does a lot of artwork that is used in a lot of Dungeon Synth work. She does other stuff too. I think I've seen there's some black metal artists that have used her work. Really fantastic artist. But did this piece, which was used for the fifth Fief album. It's just gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. I have the first and second albums on vinyl. Those came on a single LP. This is the fifth one, and I believe Out of Season, who's a big Dungeon Synth label, will be releasing 3 and 4 this fall. I believe that's what they said. So I'm gonna try to get the whole catalog of that, but. Definitely one to have. If you're not familiar with Fief, we all are confused on how to say that exactly. But if you're not familiar with the music, again, same kind of thing, very traditional sounding Renaissance song structures or medieval song structures. Synth-based, so not traditional instrumentation, but based on synths, but using the traditional instruments or synths to mimic the traditional instruments. Very well executed, probably one of the better known and top projects on the market right now. Just classic stuff. Really, really classic stuff. And came with some cool stuff. Came with a patch too, which I left over there, but it's a patch of the artwork. Since I'm showing off all the colors of the vinyl, I'll show you this one too, because it was pretty limited. It comes with a nice sort of neon soft red there. I guess it's not soft at all, it's very bright, but cool. Fits the album artwork perfectly, of course. My favorite when it is a colored vinyl, if it has purpose and matches the album artwork. That is my favorite. And actually comes with a very, very nice print of the album artwork on really nice paper, really high quality. So that was awesome. Didn't know this is coming with it. Nice surprise to get this with the album as well. So yeah, if you're a Dungeons & fan and have not heard of this band yet, check that out as well. As always, I will have links at the bottom of the video to all of these projects, and yeah, you can check them out there. Another one I was really excited about, Inexorum. Local to Minneapolis, I believe. Yeah, local to Minneapolis. Fucking stellar record here. Same thing, colored vinyl. Gonna pull it out and show you. But it is gorgeous. I can't really see, but it's kind of got a gold and blue mix there. Kind of hard to see on the camera, but really beautiful. You know, I would say this one's maybe black metal-ish, but there's some death metal stuff in there too. Pretty melodic music, but nice and heavy. Just straightforward, great songwriting. There's not a single album on this record that I don't like. I love the whole thing front to back. Also loving supporting local dudes. Also, this logo was done by Joshua Decker, who's also a local Minnesota guy who does a lot of band logos. So that was cool as well. Gorgeous album artwork. I really want to get this band's first album too. It's actually at down in the valley right now, so I might need to swing by there and get it. But if you've not heard this one yet, check it out. Fantastic. Again, good. Just sort of a more black metal, but a little blend of death metal in there too. Just solid album front to back. Can't beat it. Oh yes, this one. So I guess these are just getting bootlegged all over the place. Unofficialed all over the place, I guess you could say. Bootlegs. Okay, so bootlegs are technically recordings of live shows of bands. That's the real meaning of the term. And albums that are reproduced unofficially are just called unofficial releases. But I call them bootlegs. A lot of people call them bootlegs. So, but yeah, finally got this for the Mayhem collection. This is the demos, pure fucking Armageddon. The demos from 1986. Before Dead was in the band, this had Mannheim on drums and Maniac, I believe, is who did the vocals. I think that was who was on here. Just absolute trash recording. I mean, it's literally, they were young dudes when they were putting out Death Crush and all that. They were super young dudes doing this. Just raw fucking tape recordings of it, but had to have it for the collection. Original copies of this go for a lot of money, but they've been, again, getting bootlegged quite a bit. So got this one on eBay for super cheap. Nothing crazy special about it, just a cool one to have in the collection, trying to get all the Mayhem stuff, so nice to have that one. Okay, so we're getting into some of the non-metal stuff. I did get a few of those. I'm really fucking hot in here. God, I'm sweating my ass off. It's been hot as hell in Minneapolis today. There's nothing we can do about it in this room. It's hot. I don't have air conditioning. But yeah, it's been really humid and hot, so sorry about all the sweat. But yeah, some of the non-metal stuff, well, this one's, yeah, it's up to you to decide if it's metal or not. I know I've said this before, and I know there's not a lot of fans of these guys, but I'm actually kind of a Rammstein fan, a new Rammstein fan since I've gotten back and started listening to them. It's just fun. You know, it's just fun, straightforward stuff. It's not, a lot going on. There's not a whole lot of difference between their records, but I'm picking their stuff up. Gonna finish the collection, so got this for a really good price. You can see it's got a little blemish on it, so it was super cheap. This is their latest release, which I believe is, just self-titled. Just Rammstein. Came out last year, I believe. Has the single Deutschland on it, which is cool. Ausländer is a good song. It's Rammstein. I know people are so-so about them, and I totally get that. They're pretty mainstream, but I dig their stuff. I think they're fun. Fun band. Okay, so this one, definitely not metal at all, but I was glad to snag this. Some of you may have heard me talk about this band before, The Weeknd, which is a pop, hip-hop, kind of hip-hop, more pop artist. Yeah, he is indie to my understanding. Not a fan of everything he does, but really loved his latest single, Blinding Lights. It's just a cool song. It's got some like synthwave kind of vibes going on in it, very 80s heavy. Just dig the song. I think it's cool as hell. And he released the single of it on his website. There was a 7-inch single that I missed out on that had, I think it was just that song on both sides. This is the 12-inch single that includes the original track, Major Lazer remix, an acapella version, and an instrumental version. Really, I just got it for the main song. The remix is fine. The acapella version is just the vocals on this with all the music removed, so it's not actually really acapella, it's just the studio vocals, which is kind of cool because you can hear some of the effects they're using on it and stuff very clearly and see how they do some things with their production. Same with the instrumental, it's just the song with the vocals removed, so whatever, it was cool. Just got it for the main song because I dig the main song. Another red vinyl, kind of a nice clear sort of waxy paper there. Another nice red vinyl. What was nice about this one is this was kind of a score because I got it on his website when it was released. I just happened to be looking the day it came out. It's $20, and it now sells for $125. So that was kind of a good investment, you could say. I think the same thing with the 7 inches. That's just because it's popular right now. I don't know if that's going to hold value, but I got it to listen to it. It's fun. If you've not checked it out, if you want to try something a little bit different than metal, Blinding Lights is a killer song. Alright, so now time for the Holy Grail that I found. So I work across from a Goodwill. Go in, just see what they have. I've been getting back into VHS tapes quite a bit, and you can get them for 10 cents a pop there. We get lots of classics. I think I've said it before, I might do a video of VHS tapes soon, just for fun. But I always dig around in the CD sections where I found that Dio, just to see if there's anything in there. I'm thinking like if I can find Metallica or any of those popular, easy to find CDs, just to fill those classics in my collection. That's what I'm looking for. And I'm a little embarrassed to say, so I come across this, never heard of it before. I don't know how I haven't heard of this before because it's right up my vein. A lot of bands that I love credit this album as a big influence on them. Found that out from a lot of other metalheads too whenever I posted this online. But I found for 99 cents Weakling, the only full-length album that this band put out. Is called Dead as Dreams. So this is I think this came out about 2000. This is this is what we're listening to back there. That's what we're hearing in the background. This is apparently a rare as shit CD to find. So I've done some research since finding it. I didn't know who it was, but picked it up because I looked. I'm like, oh yeah, that looks like a black metal. Yeah, whatever. We'll check it out. 99 cents. I'll take it. Posted it. Looked it up on Discogs. Cheapest it goes for is about $45, but I've seen them go as high as $75. So that's cool. Yeah, a bunch of dudes I'm friends with here in Minnesota were like, oh, you son of a bitch. They've been looking for this forever, and I find it, not even knowing what it was, for 99 cents at a Goodwill. So, sorry guys. But I'm glad I have it, because I really love the album now. I'm listening to it. But as I've been told online, apparently this is kind of one of the bands that sort of jump-started the Cascadian black metal sort of genre. A lot of people, Death Heaven, said they were majorly influenced by this band. Wolves in the Throne Room have said they were influenced by this band and this album. A lot of bands have. It's really stellar stuff. Looking it up, it also looks like a lot of people say this is kind of one of the best older United States black metal bands, U.S. black metal. It gets rave reviews all over the place. So, and I can tell why. I've now listened to it a couple times. It's an absolutely killer record. They were not worried about making sure they sound like anything when they make this. God, I am sweating my ass off. Sorry, guys. Anyways, they were making sure they didn't care about specifically sounding like anything while making this record. It is definitely its own sound. Has some of those howling vocals. Like if you know Wada, if you're familiar with that, some of those kind of styles of vocals are in here a little bit. So first release was in 2000, give or take. There was also a vinyl release at some point in time. And then there were 3 more CD releases that are kind of hard to get the information on, but I did find them on Discogs. They're still official releases, but everything was pretty low run, so there's not. It wasn't like a big company that put them out or anything. I found out this one is not the original release, but it's probably, I think it's the second re-release in around 2005, 2006. Never really done a lot of work trying to figure something out on CDs, because CDs I'm not really too concerned with, but since this was a rare one, got all the codes and everything off of the CD itself and figured out which one it was. But yeah, really stellar stuff. So I assume most of you have probably heard of Weakling because you're in the same kind of black metal I am, which is sort of that atmospheric, earthy, nature-oriented, newer kind of modern stuff. So I'm sure you've all heard of this before, but if you haven't, like I hadn't, definitely check out Weakling. There's those howling vocals I was talking about. Fucking killer. It's just really good, and really good production value too. I assume these guys weren't super well known at the time, but yeah, fucking great album. Really happy to have this. So, Weakling, score of the week for sure. So yeah, that's about it. Just quick collection update today. Sorry you had to stare at my sweating, dripping face in this fucking heat throughout this video. But for sure, if you haven't yet, check out The Glorious Dead's new album. Fucking great single that I heard off of it. I know the rest of the album's going to be amazing. Already heard great reviews from other people. Obsequiae, if you're not familiar with them, check that out. Same with Afsky, if you're looking for sort of traditional black metal or sort of that Eastern European black metal. Very, very good album. Check that out. And Inexorum, great album also. So if you've not heard of them, check that out too. But anyways, thank you for dropping in. Good to see you all. I'll be back in with some more videos soon. Going to be doing a video on the stuff Ken sent me soon also. But until then, keep it metal, my friends.